Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Meetinghouse of Provincetown, where we affirm the inherent worthiness and dignity of every person, and where we support each other on our spiritual search for truth and meaning. My name is Reverend Kate Wilkinson, and I am so glad you are here with us this morning. Welcome to those of you in the room, and welcome also to those of you joining us via our live stream. Today we finish up our Good July sermon series. We started with good vibrations, went on to good fences make good neighbors, and this morning our service is entitled Good on You. Before we begin our worship service, I have just a few announcements to share. Tonight's great music concert is Disney themed. So we hope you can come back at 5 o'clock for legendary songs and stories from the Magic Kingdom. As August quickly approaches, we're getting very excited for Drag Bingo. This will be the Wednesday of Carnival Week. We're going to transform our lawn into a giant bingo hall and invite the whole town to come, in drag or not. And this does take a lot of volunteers, so please keep your calendars clear for Wednesday, August 20th. We'll be starting volunteer sign-ups soon. At coffee hour today, we hope you'll stop by our UUMH action table. Each week during coffee hour, we are offering an action that you can take to support our Unitarian Universalist values in the world. This week's action is to support our Little Free Pantry. Most of you know that we operate a pantry shed right outside the door of our church. What you might not know is that we restock this pantry daily because the need for help with groceries in our community is so high right now. We have a crew of more than 7 volunteers who each take turns refilling the shelves from our stock room, and all of our food is donated by you, our members and friends. We also partner with St. Mary of the Harbor, who often contribute food as well. During this time of fear around ICE and immigration status, our pantry is extra important because you do not have to register or sign up or show any kind of ID to access it. At our action table today, you can find copies of a list of our most needed food items to take home with you and add to your grocery list next time you go shopping. You can also contribute by making a financial donation. If you are donating with a check, please be sure to put Little Free Pantry in the memo line. And some of our pantry volunteers will be at the table today to answer your questions and even give you a tour of our stockroom and pantry shed if you're interested. It's kind of empty right now, but they'll show you the ropes. So please stop by during coffee hour. Here's a little public service announcement. Next week is the Pan Mass Challenge. This is a really incredible fundraiser for cancer research and treatment, and we wish good luck to all the riders and teams. And we remind you that if you are coming from Truro, Wellfleet, or Eastham, to get to town early and give your commute a little extra time, especially if you are volunteering here that morning, because the traffic on Route 6 gets kind of gnarly as the morning progresses. Finally, if you are attending in person today, we hope you will stick around after the service ends for coffee and conversation downstairs in Acker Bosworth Hall. Let's take a moment now to affirm our Meetinghouse covenant. You can find this printed on the purple laminated cards in your pews. I'm going to say it line by line, and you can just repeat each line back to me. Love is the spirit of this Meetinghouse.
Love is the spirit of this Meetinghouse.
This is our great covenant.
This is our great covenant.
To dwell together in peace. To seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Now, as we light our chalice here in the sanctuary, I invite those of you who are watching from home to light a candle wherever you are. In this way, we can feel connected even while we are apart. And this morning, I invite our worship host, Claire and Karen, to light our chalice for us.
Our chalice lighting words this morning are by Marilyn Sewell. Come into this circle of love and justice. Come into this community where we can dream and believe in those dreams. Come into this holy space where we remember who we are and how we want to live. Come now and let us worship together.
And won't you please join me now in singing our opening hymn, number 18 in your gray hymnals, What Wondrous Love. That's hymn number 18 in the gray hymnals, What Wondrous Love. Please rise as you are able. May be seated. I invite you to join me now in a spirit of prayer and meditation. During the prayer or at any time during the service, you are invited to light a silent candle at the table to the right of the pulpit, where there is a journal to record your thoughts and prayers. After the prayer, we will sing together again, Spirit of Life, which is hymn number 123 in those gray hymnals. You can also find the words to this song printed on those same purple laminated cards in your pews. And we'll sing it first in English and then in Spanish. Our prayer this morning is by Leif Seligman. Spirit of life, we pause in the stillness to rest for a moment, to quiet ourselves so that we can feel what stirs within us. Each breath draws us closer to the pulse of life, and with each exhalation, we make room for something new. May we find in this gathering the comfort of those who care. May we encounter patience along our growing edges and compassion in our most tender spots. Here, may we find the inspiration and encouragement we need to face our challenges and nurture ourselves. And in the presence of suffering across the globe, may we redouble our efforts to practice kindness where we are, with the hope that the light of our actions travels like the light of faraway stars. May our gestures of compassion and generosity seed possibility. May we travel humbly with one another, choosing reconciliation over resentment as we try to live right-sized. When life presses in and shifts us off balance, when pain assails us, when frustration mounts, may the rhythm of our breath steady us and bring us back to a place of gratitude. Amen.
Our first reading this morning is entitled Another Human Miracle by Monica Dobbins. My battery is low and it's getting dark. In 2019, scientists, professional and amateur alike, celebrated and mourned as a little robot's life came to a heroic end with these words, its final message back to Earth. The Opportunity Mars rover was meant to last only 90 days after landing on the red planet, yet managed to explore the planet's surface for almost 15 years before finally succumbing to a dust storm that prevented her from recharging. What stood out to me about the news coverage of the rover was the way people anthropomorphized her, referring to her as NASA engineers did by her nickname, Oppie, short for opportunity. Social media was alight with poems, artwork, and memories of the robot, our parting tribute to another human miracle. Maybe the metaphor is too obvious. Pursuing opportunity has sometimes led me into very lonesome, vulnerable places. But in the best of times, I had a team back on Earth, cheering me on, reading my reports, anxious to see what I would discover next, reminding me of the worthiness of my mission. Too often I've told myself that I have to do whatever it is I'm trying to do all by myself. Too often I see the great stuff other people are doing, and I wonder how I could ever measure up. I feel like a fraud, and I hide my light under a bushel. Maybe you do too. But you, yes you, little old you, are brilliant, and you're worthy of being out there among the stars, traveling at light speed, discovering things no one has ever seen before. What you are learning while you're alive, here with us, could change everything. With the ground team behind you, who knows how far you could go? Maybe farther than you ever could have imagined. Maybe farther than anyone could have ever imagined. What could you accomplish this week if you knew you had a ground team wishing you well? How could you expand the map of our shared wisdom? To whom will you return after your mission, and what gifts will you bring? And who are the other explorers around you needing a word of encouragement that would mean so much if coming from you?
Thank you, thank you. Now is our time for all ages, and I wonder if Augie could come help me, and maybe Kate and Myra, would you be willing to come help me? All right. I've brought my wonder box with me this morning, Augie. It's a box, and we wonder what's inside it. I wonder what's inside the wonder box. Do you see gold? Let's see what's in here. Oh, yes, there is. What are these? Pom-poms. Pom-poms. There's like a plastic part in the middle of there somewhere that you can hold. Now, we'll talk about that later. For now, let me just say that when I was a little older than you, I was desperate to be a Pop Warner football cheerleader. I wanted those pom-poms so bad. My mom thought I should take violin lessons. It's quite a disappointment not to try out for cheerleading and not to get any pom-poms. But you know, I still play the violin, and I just don't know how long-lived my cheerleading career would have been. But anyway, we just heard a reading about a robot named Oppie, and how that robot had like a cheerleading squad back on Earth cheering for her. So I thought we could do a little cheer for Oppie this morning to fill some of my cheerleading aspirations from my youth. So why don't you come across the front here, and we're gonna make up this little cheer, okay? We're going to, you can help, you can echo the letters as I say them, and you guys can use your pom-poms. Let's cheer for Oppie. Give me an O. O. Give me a P. P. Give me another P. P. Give me a Y. Y. What's that spell? Poppy. That was really good. You know, sometimes our job here is to be cheerleaders for people, cheerleaders for our friends and our family. Tell them when they're doing a great job. Do you know what Australian people say when someone's doing a great job? They say, good on you. And they sound like good on ya, good on ya. Let's try that. Yeah. That's one way we can be a cheerleader for our friends. When they do something good, we can say, good on ya. Awesome. All right. Let's put those back in the Wonder Box for now. Thank you for cheering with me.
Did I get the black one because I'm black?
I invite Claire to offer our second reading this morning.
Our second reading this morning is entitled Feeding Ourselves and Each Other by Liz James. I'm not sure those townspeople were being selfish in the stone soup story. You probably remember how it goes. When the old woman came into the village and asked for ingredients to make food, everyone said they had nothing. She began boiling a pot of water with a stone in it, and she said, "Oh, I wish I had a little salt." And someone came forward, shyly, with a tiny bit tucked away in a pocket. Then she wondered out loud if she could find a few root vegetables, and another person had that. Someone else had a few spoonfuls of rice, and so on until a glorious soup was made. We're taught that this tale is about tricking a meal out of selfish people, but I don't really think that's what happened. I mean, if someone asked me if I had a meal to share with them, and I only had a half a teaspoon of salt or a few old vegetables that are always in the back of the fridge, I would say I couldn't help. I wouldn't be lying when I said I had nothing to give. I'd just be wrong. When we say that there's nothing we can do, we're not lying. That phone call we might make, that $5 we might donate, that quick email of encouragement we might send, these things feel so small that we think they're the same as having nothing to offer. The stone soup story isn't about selfish people. It's about people who thought they were powerless. It's about people learning that they had something to offer that would feed themselves and each other. Here's my prayer. Grant me the bravery to step forward and offer whatever I have to give. Grant me the wisdom to see myself as part of something greater. And grant me the compassion to see and draw out the gifts that are found in every person. Imagine if each of us saw to it that no person would pass without our sphere of influence, Imagine if each of us saw to it that no person would pass within our sphere of influence without finding out that they were loved. It's not as hard as it sounds. Sometimes it's as easy as saying, pull yourself together, you can do this. Or maybe the occasional, good on ya. Amen and blessed be.
Now is the time when we take up a collection for the ongoing support of this Meetinghouse and our shared ministry. As we enjoy a musical reflection by our choir, we welcome your donations here in the sanctuary or online through PayPal or Venmo. You can find that information on our website, uumh.org. At this point, I invite 3 or 4 volunteer ushers forward, you got it, to take up our collection. On and off site, your offerings will now be gratefully received.
power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. Kindness as our currency, and wealth is in our hands. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Look out now, people. Keep your ears to the ground. We are the river flowing where prosperity abounds. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. The honeybees serve sweetness, only to help the world bloom. Bring love to the flower, from the flower to the fruit. We can learn a thing or two. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. Kindness as our currency, the wealth is in our hands. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, give it away, give it away. Ooh, give it away, give it away.
Thank you, thank you. My niece is going off to college in the fall to study nursing, and I so want to be her earthly cheerleading squad as she explores Mars. She has so much going for her, and I am so very excited to see what she decides to do in life. When my mother was a freshman in college, her father wrote her a letter that included the line, "Let me be the water boy on your team, Lynn. And if I can in any way refresh you after a long, hard game, I'll be sitting on the bench at your service." I don't think we can overestimate what it feels like to have people on our team, people we can turn to after a long, hard game for some refreshment. My niece was awarded several scholarships, which will help out in the coming year. College is so expensive. One of the scholarships, awarded by a generous Italian family in her hometown, she won by writing an essay about the memories of cooking Italian food with her dad, who is Italian American. I love that. I remember when I was in high school writing all of those college essays and applying for scholarships, I got one from the Rotary Club. And as part of the deal, I was invited to a Rotary Club luncheon. They asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I said, a writer. They said, we don't really have any writers in the Rotary Club. They sat me next to a woman who wrote obituaries for the local newspaper. And she was a tough cookie. When she heard that I wanted to be a writer, she said, "You'll never make any money as a writer." I thought it was interesting that she would try to crush my dreams like that right out of the gate. So I said to her, "I guess someone should tell John Grisham that." I was a snotty little kid. Here I am, though, 27 years later, no John Grisham. But I am, I'd like to point out, making a living by being a writer. And I have a built-in audience for all of my work. Thank you for that. But I just cannot imagine being given the rare opportunity of an intergenerational conversation with someone just starting out in life and using that first 5 minutes to put a wet blanket on their dreams. Luckily, I had other adults in my life who were more encouraging. And I wonder if you can think back in your own life, your school days, your career, your emotional journey, and remember people who encouraged you along the way. People who said, "Good on ya," at just the right moment. You know, we often think that we have nothing to offer, but we are wrong. We always have something to offer in the form of encouragement, a compliment, a smile. And we have no idea how much that might mean to someone. Ariel Stallings remembers a time living in Seattle when she was feeling particularly depressed. It was hard to even get out of bed. It was 2016, and she was coming off of a massive midlife crisis, a triple punch of medical diagnosis, mortality check, and abrupt divorce. She needed to do something radical to change how she was feeling. She decided that she would try giving out one compliment a day to a stranger. I felt ridiculous when I first started doing it, Ariel says, but those days were so gray and colorless and devoid of pleasure that I'd take any quick hit I could get of not pain. I tried to start small. "Love those boots," I told a lady at the bus stop, and she gave a politely tight grimace. I thought that was a low return on investment on that particular compliment. but it still felt nice there for a moment. If a polite grimace gave me a 6 on the 1 to 10 warm-heartedness meter, then maybe I could feel better if I could compliment better. I knew that complimenting someone's physical appearance was low-hanging fruit. People don't necessarily have a sense of ownership over what you're complimenting them on. Your friend with the gorgeous eyes might feel a bit squirmy when you gush about them because in reality, it's just genetics. Instead, I try complimenting them, she says, on the choice they actively made in selecting a top in that shade because it brings out their eyes. I worked my way up from complimenting shoes, slowly getting up to complimenting necklaces and people's hair. As I got bolder, I added campy hand gestures to my compliment repertoire. I love everything that's happening here, I said, walking past a fabulous non-binary person in a body-conscious gold jumpsuit and coordinated vest. I splayed my fingers and waved my arm like a grand old dame from sky to sidewalk. Everything, I crowed over my shoulder, speed walking on in my orthopedic Adidas high tops. I barely looked back to see what the reaction was, but I'm pretty sure I at least got a smile. The reality is that when you take 2 seconds to notice something, that's all you're really doing, Ariel says, and then speak it with a smile, you usually do get a smile in return. A smile. You just made someone feel seen and appreciated. It's such a simple, mundane thing, Ariel says, to take an interest in the people around you and show them appreciation. It's a gratitude practice on a neighborhood level. It was no easy matter to cross the threshold into Wallingford United Methodist Church, Reverend Rebecca Parker writes. It was difficult in more ways than one for me. The congregation had been quite clear that they did not want a woman for their minister. But in the Methodist system, the vote wasn't up to the congregation. It was up to a small committee that was evenly divided, 3 for and 3 against my being there. Jim Hewson, the chair of the committee, broke the tie in my favor. Maybe she can preach, he said. The Sunday I arrived to take up my duties as the minister, Parker writes, I climbed the 20 steps that led up to the massive front doors with trepidation. After church that Sunday, I would stand in the same doorway as people exited. The 40 or so congregants would shake my hand politely, and one after another would say, I just want you to know that I don't think women should be ministers. But before church, Rebecca says, as I climbed the stairs, I didn't know what it would be like. I was hopeful and anxious, determined to win them over, and doubtful that I could. In short, I was a nervous wreck. By the time I was halfway up the steps, I saw that the massive doors had been pushed open from within. A big, bosomy woman stepped across the threshold, Mildred Hewson. She was waiting for me. Later, I would come to know Mildred well. I would learn that her life had been changed by the year she spent at the bedside of her critically ill 20-year-old daughter, as that daughter slowly died of cancer. People respond differently to the heart-wrenching tragedy of losing a child. Mildred responded by forming a resolve that no person would pass within her sphere of influence without finding out that they were loved. She would personally see to it. That morning, Parker says, there was no way she was going to let me cross the threshold into that sanctuary of people who were opposed to women in the ministry without my first being hugged, without my first being encompassed by a maternal love so strong, so sure that I could not miss it and would never forget it. And sure enough, when I got to that threshold, Mildred, who I had never met before, took me in her arms. "I am so glad you are here," she said. It didn't take long, by the way, for the people in Wallingford to decide that it was okay to have a woman minister. When they discovered that she could fix the broken addressograph machine in the church office, something that had totally flummoxed her male predecessor, the church made peace about women in the ministry. And Rebecca served there for 7 years. And she learned to do for others what Mildred had done for her, to meet people who crossed the thresholds of the church with love, to give them attentive respect, knowing that life, in all of its messy pain and beauty, comes with them. In her book, Small Victories, the Christian writer Anne Lamott imagines a piece of scripture that was never written, a book missing from the Bible called the Book of Welcome. The Welcome Book would have taught us that power and signs of status can't save us, Anne says. That welcome, both offering and receiving, is our source of safety. Various chapters and verses of this book would remind us that we are wanted and even occasionally delighted in, despite the unfortunate truth that we are greedy, grabby, self-referential, indulgent, overly judgmental, often hysterical. Somehow, Anne says, that book went missing. We have to write that book ourselves. This is the most sacred task we can do for one another, Rebecca Parker says, to be there at one another's going out and coming in. One last story. Years ago, my mother was driving to visit my sister at college, 10 hours away in the middle of nowhere, upstate New York. There was a terrible rainstorm. It was pitch black out, rain pouring down. She could barely see. And at some point on the interminable stretch of Route 88, there was a detour. Flooding or an accident or something. A man in a yellow rain slicker waved cars off the road with a flashlight into nowhere. She followed the taillights of the car in front of her as it made a left off the road. She saw no further detour signs. She followed the other car for a little while until she was truly and utterly lost. It was nighttime. There were no stores or gas stations or houses in sight. Who knows where that other car had gone? How long had she been driving since the detour? Felt like forever. This was before GPS, before cell phones even, right? It was dark. It was raining. She was scared. Finally, she saw the lights of a trailer home in the distance, and with no other options, she decided to go there and ask for directions. She knocked on the door, not sure if she would be greeted by a murderer or a meth lab, but instead, a teenage boy answered. His girlfriend was standing behind him. "I'm very lost," she said. "I need to get back to Route 88. Can you help me?" The boy did not drive, had no clue. but he took pity on the dripping wet stranger in front of him. "Let me call my mom," he said. "She's at work, but she knows the way." I don't know why, but for some reason I picture the boy's mom as a nurse, working the night shift at a local regional hospital, standing at the nurse's station in her scrubs, tired and resourceful. She got on the phone with my mom and started giving her directions. Take a right out of the driveway, then a left. In about 7 miles, there will be a V in the road. Stay to the right, then take the third left, and on and on and on. That trailer was nowhere near Route 88. Overwhelmed, my mother started to cry. "There's no way I'm going to remember all of this," she said into the phone. "Pull yourself together," the boy's mom said. "You can do this." It was equal parts chastisement and encouragement, and it worked. My mother stopped crying. "Thank you," she said. "You're welcome," the lady said, and repeated, "You can do this." Luckily, my mother didn't end up having to test her own resolve or her memory. Just then, the teenage girl's grandmother arrived to pick her up. "Don't worry," she said to my mother, "follow me. I'll lead you out as far as the main road." Somehow, the book of welcome went missing. We have to write that book ourselves. Imagine if each of us, upon noticing a person trying so hard to be themselves in the world, took the risk to say, "I'm loving everything that's happening here." Imagine if each of us, coming upon a lost soul, took the time to lead them out as far as the main road. Imagine if each of us saw to it that no person would pass within our sphere of influence without finding out that they are loved. It's not as hard as it sounds. Sometimes it's as easy as saying, "Pull yourself together. You can do this." Or maybe the occasional, "Good on ya." Amen, and blessed be.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, you say I am loved when I can't feel You say I am held when I am fallen short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe the only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I'm weak. You say I am held when I am fallen short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe. Taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. You have every failure, God, you have every victory. Ooh, oh, you say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I'm weak. You say I am held when I am fallen short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe.
It has become our practice to pose a question based on the theme of the service each week. It can be a topic of sharing at coffee hour today or with friends during the week. If you'd like to delve deeper into this topic, we invite you to our midweek Zoom coffee hour on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. If you are not on our email folk list and need that Zoom link, please let Kenneth in the office know. Our question this week is, what's a compliment that you've given someone this week? What's a compliment that you've given someone this week?
I'll end with these closing words. Grant us the bravery to step forward and offer whatever we have. Grant us the wisdom to see ourselves as something greater, as a part of something greater. Grant us the compassion to see and draw out the gifts that are found in every person. Go in peace.